The problem with those topics is to find the story, find the human story. I mean, one of the delights of teaching law, I think, is that we are involved in human stories and their narratives, and they involve real people. So even in the dry halls of equity, there's a beating heart, and what you have to try and do is bring it out. Let me give you an example. There's a case that we introduce equity with called Harrison Digital Pulse, which is the basis of Harrison Digital Pulse was some employees who essentially ripped off their employer with his intellectual property, confidential and intellectual property. Now, given my own background, I happen to know that this is a major problem. This is a major problem in the employment space. Because many employees who are engaged in intellectual activity or creative activity, one sort or another, actually think they own that, not their employer. You know, it was my brains that did that, so it's really mine and I can take it with me when I go. Well, actually, no, you can't. And this case is all about that. So the crucial thing in that case, I think, is to get students engaged in the fundamental problem, which is, well, what are your ethical obligations to your employer when your employer is buying both your intellectual and creative capacity? And have that discussion to start with, and then move on to questions of, well, what's equity got to say on this? And thus, I think, a dry topic becomes relevant, because all of us have been employed, all of us have relationships at one point or another with employers, many of whom we didn't like, you know, and so forth. So always in a story, there'll be a beating heart.